What is going on, guys? It's your boy here again, Dean, giving you guys the last deck of the format. That's right, we are finally getting to the Control Aegis Haven, I guess is the Marywnn package. Fabled Haven, I guess I can get a deck profile out on that too eventually, but this is like, you know, a deck for using the new cards, like a lot of the new cards actually. And this one was a lot harder for me to find, guys. Well, it wasn't. It was hard for me to find something like that I really liked because I don't know how I feel about the Repose cards until I play them. But this is the second place Chiba list pulled from Dexander. Thank you, by the way, the one who manages that site. That is a huge resource that I think a lot of players should be looking at when choosing decks. It's definitely got a lot of good ones. Maybe not it doesn't always have like the sickest decks, but it does have like a lot of the decks that manage to top, and it's got, you know, them by their placements. Very good resource. And that's where I got this one. It's the one that I liked the most, and it got second. So let's kind of get into it, and I'll talk about it. There's a couple things I do want to change if I were to play this, just because some ratios I'm not the biggest fan of, but we'll talk about it as we go. First up, Bellringer Angel. We know her. All around good card. You know, most people know this one. Now let's get into this one. Angelic Snipe. This is an anti-aggro tool. We're only playing 2 of it. I'm not exactly sure about that. I would rather have a few more of this thing. If we're trying to beat out aggro, we need to see this in our opener. But 2 of is what this person played. And they saw success with it, so who am I to talk? 2 Dark Offerings. This is heal 3. This is just something you use throughout the game to be able to cheat a little bit extra health. And we're going to destroy a card on our board. Just used for the supplemental healing. Sometimes you can combo with the Aegis to be able to not even like lose a card on the board, but definitely a good option. 2 of the Saviors. This is either a Banish and follower with 2 defense or less on the opponent's board. Pretty bad in the mirror, right? I mean, like, pretty good into the mirror if you're both on Bellringer. It's like you can make your opponent basically lose a hand that they expected to have. Or you can search the Marywnn, being able to basically play 4 copies of Marywnn for the matchups where he is needed. However, he's not the... Well, sorry, I guess I don't actually know. I don't know how good he is into some matchups, so he's there when you need him, hopefully. 2 Guardian Sons. I do like this tech. It allows us to double ward the Aegises throughout the game. 1 Aegis is usually not enough to win a game. However, 2 most definitely is. 3 Sacred Pleas helps us draw through our deck. Very low tempo play, but we're control, so maybe we don't care about the tempo. And we're able to split this 3 mana to draw 2 across multiple turns. So definitely not too bad there. And we can always cycle for 1 immediately. 3 Surefire Bullet. Card is good in all formats. Anti-aggro. Kills. Octress. Kills almost everything. It kills a lot of things that are relevant. So definitely a good tool that we're going to be wanting to include in our decks, especially in this format, and especially in a control deck like this. 2 Apostle of Cravings. New card. It's if you have a Gilnelis on your board, and this card would cost 3 less to play from your EX area. But we can also, on play, select another follower on our field and give it Rush. So if we have another creature or we're able to combo it out, we're able to give the Gilnelis Rush is the idea. And we can pay 1, evolve it. It goes from a 2/2 to a 3/3. We're only playing 1 of the evolve. We select another follower on the field, deal 3 damage to it, and give it +3 attack. Think of this as a mini Dragon Warrior. Or we're able to buff our Gilnelis up to a 6/2 to be able to take advantage of this drain keyword, be able to heal up. Basically, it's a nice control option. Ultimately, evolving this thing on 4, we have a lot of better control tools on 4 than this thing. So it's more of use for that big combo with the Gilnelis, I believe. And if we're forced to, we also have the flexibility in the early game. 3 Craving Splendor. This is deal 4 damage, but it's got the same line of text that if Gilnelis is on the board, this costs 3 less from our EX area. Basically, this is a free quick we're able to get off of the Gilnelis, and it heals us for 1 while also dealing 4. I think this card is a lot worse than a lot of other cards. However, because we can get it off of the Gilnelis... no, that's wrong. I'm not going to say that. So, I was going to say, because we get it off of the Gilnelise, we can take advantage of this quick. But I think that that's usually not how this game works. If you play Gilnelise down and you get this in your EX area, you're pretty much forced to use it immediately. Otherwise, the Gilnelise will probably go down to some form of removal, and then this will no longer be a 0 mana card. It'll just be in your EX area. However, in the early game, since we have options like Jean as a board wipe, and we have Themis and Acolytes. We have a bunch of, like, you know, tall removal as time goes on, and wide removal as well in the Themis. This is probably okay enough. I think this card is... I'm not super high on this card, but I also haven't played with it yet, so we'll have to see. Gilnelise herself, we're playing 2 of it. This is the card with Drain. We're able to, on play, pay 3 extra mana. 4 mana, by the way, base 3/5. If we pay 3 extra, we're able to search our deck for a Apostle of Craving and the Craving Splendor. Put them into our EX area, shuffle our deck. But also, if each player has 10 mana when we play her, we're able to draw 3 cards. And whenever we play a... is that a neutral card? Yeah, neutral card. Deal 1 damage to the enemy leader. Basically, this is our big finisher. It's like a control tool that's able to heal us up on 7. And if we play it in the extreme late game, we're able to, like, refill our hand and then keep the aggression going. Basically, this thing goes +5 if we play this thing down on 10 for 7. And then we're able to get the removal, and we're able to just keep the gas up. Very good card in our control deck, and we're just trying to get to... I'm assuming we're trying to get this effect for 10 after we've controlled the game that long, and that'll be, like, the end of the game. But also, we also have the mid-game push. We have 3 Jean, sorry about that. 4 mana, 3/4, old card, definitely a huge board wipe. That's mostly what it's used for, to be able to stave off the early aggression. I found this card even a couple formats ago. This card's kind of slow. But I guess we're still on 3 of it. It's just another form of board wipe, and hopefully between all of the board wipe that we have available to us, maybe, like, this thing's not good enough to kill something, but then this into this is, and then it also, like, maybe picks off some stragglers. Yeah, definitely okay option. We're playing 2 of the Evo as well. Definitely the right choice. Evo deck's got a lot of space. We're playing 2 Marywnn. He's the new card. 4 mana, 4/4. We can evolve him through 2 different means, either paying 4 or skipping our next turn. Pretty hefty cost on that one. However, he becomes an 8/8 ward and aura, and on evolve we get to ramp 1, heal 3, and draw a card. So it's like we basically time walked ourselves, but walk out of the other end. Definitely unique card. I don't know... This card probably solos decks like Runecraft, but I don't know how it does into a lot of the other stuff. Like Sword probably almost runs you over. I don't actually... I'll have to play with this. I've seen some videos of it. I mean, this deck got 2nd place at a huge event. This is definitely a good deck. Don't get me wrong on that part. I just don't know how this thing fits into the puzzle. We have 2 Erd. I think this should be a 3 of if we believe that Egg is a actual top tier deck. And I do. I think that Egg is not only a top tier deck. I think it's the best deck. It did win this event. But I think the aggression from Egg and just like what happens as the game goes on is a lot to deal with. And it doesn't matter how many of these control cards you have. Egg will just like absolutely tear through you. So I would like to play 3 of this thing because we're playing 2 of the Evo. 2 of the Evo for 2 in the deck and we can't search it. I don't know about that. I would rather have 3 of this thing in the main deck. Maybe like 1 less of something else. There's got to be something we can cut. 3 Acolytes Light. Banish an enemy follower. Heal 2. Quick. I mean, like, this tall removal here. This is... it kills anything. I don't know. Do you play 3 Executions? Do you play 3 Fiery Embrace? You might. I'm not exactly sure. This card is good. Dealing with big threats on our opponent's board, but of course our opponent can always go wide. But if they go wide, we have triple Themis, so we're just going to be, you know, removal. You know, kind of force them in a situation where we get them either way. And then the last card is the triple Aegis with the double Evo to pair with our double Guardian Sun. I do like that part. I do like that part a lot. I think this deck is very strong. We're going to be able to capitalize, you know, on these new cards. I have to feel out the Marywnn. I got to feel out these Repose cards personally. This is definitely going to be the first way I try them out, and then of course try the some of the other lists that do include more of these Repose cards once I see how I personally feel about them. But yeah, that's this is my initial shell that I'm going to be testing off of, and I hope you guys liked it. If you do, smash that like button, hit that notification bell, and let me know what content you want to see next. We have a tier list coming up tomorrow, and it's an exciting one. I'm really excited to talk about this format and show you guys what I'm thinking. But let me know if you want to see any more decks. Like I'll probably do an egg one, and maybe like an unrestricted Uma, but I think a lot of people already know what that one's going to look like. But, you know, maybe I'll share it with you guys. And, yeah, until next time, this is your boy Dean signing out.